It's that time again. Schools have reopened and the whole country was buzzing with activity. Parents and children were flocking to shops to grab last-minute supplies, uniforms and stationery in the past days.
Boarding school children have travelled back to their bases today while day scholars open tomorrow. The third term, the back-to-school rush is in full swing. But amidst the chaos, school children are excited to be heading back to class.
Lynn Marunza, I learned at Aru City High School. Yeah, the thought of going back to school, I'm pretty much excited. Yeah, going back to finish up our O level. I'm doing Form 4 right now. I'm in sciences, so yeah, we had a good, nice holiday. So we're hoping for the best results.
Parents are also feeling positive, hoping that this term will be a fruitful one for their children, especially the final exam classes.
All is well, but it was hectic, I tell you. Yeah, it was hard. They are accepting both currencies, ZIG or US, so it's fine. It's now their turn to play their part. As a parent, I played my part, and I'm hoping and trusting that the teachers will do their part too, because we have been working and struggling hard to order to earn this money, so they must not play with these kids.
Amid the activity, business normally benefits much. However, parents expressed concern over uniform prices.
My uniforms vana vakatengeserwa kuchikoro kunoku kwacho saka taka challenge kekuti kuchikoro kwaidhura kunoku kwakachipa saka isusu takabatirirwa kuzvikoro saka tiri kukumbira government ionane nevezvikoro kuti vezvikoro ngavaticha isusu tongoitawo zvekutengwa mauniform kunoku nokuti tiri kuomerwa mauniform ari kudhura zvisingaita todarika fees.
The city is buzzing with excitement as school children and parents are preparing for the term. ZTN Prime, I am Francisca Msheche in Harare.
We are now joined by Primary and Secondary Schools Ministry Director of Communications, Taungana Ndoro, as we get some insights on the schools opening. Now, Taungana, schools are opening at a time the country is facing a drought. How are you intending to tackle possible food shortages in schools?
The Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education is very grateful to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, President Edi Mnangagwa, for making sure that no one will go hungry in this 2024, the year of the El Nino-induced drought. He has extended his benevolence to our schools, where we have received 27,000 metric tons of maize, which were collected by schools as of last week. So I can assure you that there's no child that is going to go hungry in all our rural and peri-urban schools, including some of our urban schools. There's no child that is going to go hungry, since the government will be embarking on a very massive feeding program, which we are also encouraging parents to participate in the provision of labor, in the provision of a roster, a cooking roster, also in the provision of relish if they can, and also schools are encouraged to ensure that they also have nutritional guidance to supplement the maize and the grain that has been provided by government. We are very confident that this is going to motivate most of our pupils to come to school. Some of them do walk long distances, and some would have walked on an empty belly, but once they get to school, they are motivated that that one hot meal means that they are able to concentrate better when they are in the classroom. So we can assure the nation that none of the children are going to go hungry. There is no child that is going to faint because of hunger in our schools. The government has got this under control.
Now, we also have the monkeypox outbreak in the continent. What preventative measures have you put in place in schools?
Well, the good thing about Zimbabwe and the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education is that during the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, Zimbabwe instituted protocols, national protocols, to prevent and manage COVID-19 within the society, and more so within our schools, where the fatalities in our schools of over 5 million pupils, our fatalities were about 0.0001%, which was very commendable. So using the same modus operandi, we are going to institute standard operating procedures for our schools to encourage cleanliness and hygiene. We'll also encourage social distancing, washing of hands at the gate, and these are procedures and protocols that we had not entirely abandoned when COVID-19 subsided. It was only perhaps the wearing of masks that was sort of relaxed, but all other protocols within our schools, if you go to them right now, you see that there are wash bays at every other corner, outside every other classroom, at the main gate. There are sanitizers in every other classroom and office. So we are confident that we will also be able to keep the threat of the mpox virus under control.
Now, before we let you go, what is your parting word to schools?
Our clarion call to schools and particularly schools and school heads is that they should abide by the policies set out by the Permanent Secretary of Primary and Secondary Education. Such policies have given guidance to all our schools in the issues to do with the payment of school fees, such as that no school is allowed to force parents to pay school fees exclusively in foreign currency. Parents should be free to choose any currency that they prefer. Since Zimbabwe is a multi-currency regime, parents may be able to use the ZiG currency to pay their entire school fees, or if they prefer to use foreign currency, they may do so. So we would like to assure all parents that schools are going to be charging fees in the Zimbabwe gold currency, using the interbank rate of the day that the transaction is performed. So while schools may have pegged their fees in US dollars, ZiG currency may be used, and the rate that will be used will be the interbank rate of the day of the transaction. There are also issues to do with obligations of parents. Whilst we say there is no child that should be sent away from school for non-payment of fees, parents should take it upon themselves to ensure that they pay school fees on time and in full. And if they don't have the full fees, they should go to the school and get a payment plan, and then also honor their payment plan, so that our schools are able to operate. Our headmasters and our heads of schools do not face challenges in running the school overheads, such as water, electricity, payment of ancillary staff, maintenance of the school fair.
Konapo, ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.